Hi, Dean.
Hi, Kirsty. You okay?
Yeah, good. So how are things looking team news-wise? Anything fresh from Monday?
The only thing fresh really is that Ricky Pereira has been training with us. He's only been doing part of the session, but he'll be training with us Saturday and Sunday as well. So that's a boost to the squad to have him back. Kel's responded to treatment, so not back for obviously this weekend, but may get him back for the last two games, which we wasn't hopeful of getting when he first, sustained the injury. But other than that, everybody's come through the game okay.
And in terms of just looking back on that game against Everton, there was, I think, an element of disappointment. You didn't get all 3 points. What do the players need to do differently from that game against Fulham?
Well, I just think we made the game a little bit too open and gave too many chances away ourselves. In the games that we've had previously, we've created good chances and not give too many away. And that was my disappointment, that we'd give some big chances away and not protected our goalkeeper enough. Our goalkeeper made some good saves as well, and he had to. So that defensive organisation probably was the bit that disappointed me the most.
The saved penalty was a big talking point. Have you discussed that any more this week? Has there been work on the training pitch and discussions about who will take them moving forward? As
of yet, no, there hasn't been. Madders was down to take the penalty and unfortunately missed. And since then, no, I haven't discussed it.
And how crucial will Jamie Vardy be for the next 4 games, given back-to-back goals? He seems right back in form and enjoying himself.
Yeah, well, I think people will have seen in his last performances, or his last few performances, the hunger and the desire he's got, the work rate. The fact that he's, as he will put it, that his legs are still there and his brain's certainly still there. So we're really pleased that he's back scoring goals for us. He's got his first away one at Leeds, got his first home one at home on Monday. I'm lost with days with all the games that we have. But yeah, we're really pleased that he's in a good place at the moment.
I guess he was never somebody that needed the confidence, because given what he's achieved over the years, but a lot of people may have been writing him off and doubting he'd ever be back scoring like this.
I think he knows as well as anybody that, as a centre forward and with the goal scoring record he's got, he'll be judged on goals. He probably hasn't had the pitch time, to earn the goals or, the chances. But what we've seen so far is he's created a penalty for us against Wolves in the win. He's come on and scored against Leeds and, scored a goal and hit the bar on Monday night as well. So he's in a good vein of form at the moment, which is what we need, given only 4 games to go.
How concerned are you, given how close things are down there, that one of your relegation rivals has brought in a new manager? Are you worried that Leeds could experience the new manager bounce with Sam Allardyce?
No, not worried, because I've got no control over that at all. Does it surprise me that Leeds have gone for Sam? No, it doesn't, because we all know what Sam can do. Very good manager. You don't manage over 1,000 games if you're not a good manager. But surprised to see Javi leave the football club as well. So that's probably my only thoughts on it.
4 games he's got. You haven't had too much time here yourself. How difficult is it with that limited time to really stamp your mark?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking for an immediate response. Sam's first game, like ours was, we will be against Manchester City at the Etihad, and it's not a thankful task, that's for sure, but he'll be looking to give the players some confidence and try and get a result there.
You're obviously, I'm sure, having to keep an eye on everything that's going on around you with those other teams down there alongside you. Given how many games we've got left, it could all go down to the final game of the season. You've experienced that before. Are you desperate to avoid that this time around?
I wouldn't say desperate, but I'd like to avoid it. I'd like to get it, get safe as soon as we possibly could. We could only take one game at a time and see where that leaves us. the draw against Everton. Would like to have had a win, so would Everton, but it moved us 2 places up the table. Such is our goal difference, that probably gives us a point head start on the rest of the teams down there. But we've got to concentrate on getting a better performance than it was against Everton defensively, and I think if we get that, we can go and get a good result.
I've just been speaking to Wout Faz, and he was talking about your man management style and the confidence you've brought to players. Are you seeing that out on the training pitch and on the pitch, the confidence growing?
Well, I watched the game against Bournemouth before we came in, and the players looked like they lacked a little bit of belief and confidence and looked lethargic. I think we've managed to get rid of that. I feel the players are in a better place now. I think the performances have shown that, and the attacking intent has shown that as well. And, that takes work, and we're working every day to try and do that. And, what's pleased me the most has been the care that the players have shown, just in wearing the shirt, but also wanting to play and, getting in the team and doing well. And that's been shown every day in training.
Great. Thank
Cheers.
you. All the best.
Kirst.
Hi.
Hiya, you okay?
Yeah, good. Fulham for you next. In the top 10, you know what it's like to be a manager at a newly promoted team and to try and get to the top 10. What sort of a job have they done down there?
A fantastic job. I mean, they've probably been a little bit unfortunate over the last 5 or 6 games. Obviously, the Mitrovic ban has clearly affected them a little bit. Although I thought their last 2 performances against Man City and Liverpool were there, even though they didn't get the results. But they've really impressed me this season with what they've done, and fantastic job.
Are they more streetwise than they've been in previous years when they've been in the Premier League and not been able to stay?
I think they were really good last year in the Championship and won the Championship well, and have come up, and I think the squad they've got, a real good squad of players there. They're certainly better than in previous years when they've come up, that's for sure.
If you can win, and you mentioned that the goal difference is worth almost a point to you, basically, are you then within touching distance, do you feel, of getting where you need to be?
No idea. Until after the game and you look at that league table again, I don't think it will be, but we're just going to have to keep taking each game as it comes and see where that leads us to.
Is it all consuming at the moment, or are you managing to enjoy the weekends where you're not on the touchline, because obviously you've got all these Monday games?
Yeah, well, I'm not enjoying the weekends because all I'm doing is coaching and watching other results come in. I'd much rather be playing ourselves and others watching other games after that. But yeah, it's all consuming, but we knew it was. It was only a short period of time, 7 weeks, 8 games, but we're really thoroughly enjoying it, and we believe we're getting a response from the players.
Kirsty mentioned that for Jamie Vardy, confidence hasn't appeared to be an issue throughout his career, but did you have to rebuild it a bit with him, and how did you go about doing that?
I don't think we've had to rebuild it. I think we've had to play more to his strengths, what we feel are his strengths when he's playing. He's a player who we know is very intelligent at making runs, but he needs balls to go into the areas to make runs as well. I thought it was a fantastic ball from James Maddison for his goal against Everton. Another good ball for the run he makes where he's hit the bar as well. And if you put the ball in the right areas, then he will make them runs and make things happen. So I think it's twofold. We have to have a supply line to him, and he has to make the runs as well.
How much of a rhythm player is he as well that you needed to give him a run of starts?
I think all players like to get in that rhythm and like to be playing, but you've also got to be producing to stay in the team as well. He started that first game against Man City, but didn't see an awful lot of the ball. Started the game against Wolves and then had to come off at half time, and made do with coming on as a sub. But it was a 3-game week, and we're going to have to manage all players a little bit differently. We haven't got that problem now, so it's a week's run up to games, and he's certainly firing now.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers, thank you.
Charlie at Eastmids.
Hey.
Just to build then off of Rob, he's good to go, Vards, for the rest of the season, full 90 if need be, full hog, no need to look after him in any way.
No. There's a week in between games now, so there's 6 days recovery, isn't there? So he's fine. Yeah.
When you first came in, you talked about there were points available from the running and the games that you looked at. Presumably, some of those games where you looked at and thought points were available have now passed. Can you give us any idea of where you are in the points that you have managed to put on the board as opposed to what you thought you might have been able to get?
Well, there's points available in every game, obviously, but Man City was always going to be tough, and it's the only game we haven't taken points from so far. We've got 4 games left where, again, we believe we can go and take points from all 4 of them, but we've got to make sure that our defensive performance is better than it was, against Everton. I believe there's goals in the team. I think there's quality in the team to produce them moments. But it's been a long time since we got a clean sheet, and it's about time we got one of them as well.
Is there extra emphasis on getting something out of the game against Fulham, given the 2 matches that follow directly after?
No, not at all. There's extra emphasis because it's the next game. After that, then it's a home game, and we'll concentrate on that, and there'll be that extra emphasis on that game. Then that's all we can do at the moment.
Thanks, Dean.
Cheers, thank you.
Owen, please. How you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Just on one of the other injuries, I mean, Johnny Evans, you said had a bit of a viral infection. How is he doing in his recovery?
Yeah, no, he's back training with us. He's trained the last couple of days and trained really well. So it's nice to have that experienced head around, because even just getting him on the training ground with us, there's so much some of the other lads can pick up from him, his knowledge, his experience, and a great character to have around as well. So, yeah, pleased to have him back as well.
And I know you mentioned Ricardo already. Do you have any kind of timescale on when he might be available between now and the end of the season, or is it just a day-by-day thing?
Well, Ricky's due to train with us on Saturday. He's part trained yesterday. He had his day off feet today. And if he comes through Saturday, then I'm sure he'll be putting himself available for selection for Monday.
You're halfway through the games now, which you were kind of brought in for 4 out of the 8 so far. How would you assess the progress that you've seen from the side at this moment?
I think there's been progress. I think you can see confidence within the players now. I think there's more belief in the players, and that's going to help their performances, because that was something that we had to lift straight away. And if you do that, then you'll get better performances, and with better performances, you'll get better results. So, they were disappointed with some of the defensive aspects on Monday night against Everton. But there's only little tweaks we need to do to make that better. And if we do things better, then we'll be a threat against Fulham on Monday. What are the kind of tweaks that you have to make to be better defensively? Well, protect the middle of the pitch a little bit better than we did. We were certainly quite open on transitions. As I said, it became a bit of a basketball game. And I don't think we can afford to do that. Tactically, finally, Dean, what do you make of the way that Fulham have set up without and now back with Alexander Mitrovic as well, and the way you expect them to treat this game now? Yeah, well, they've mixed it up a little bit. They're now playing probably with a more like for like with Vinicius up front at the moment. When he scored the goal against Man City. Made Alisson make a really good save last night as well. So, I wouldn't expect that to change for our game on Monday.